Hey everybody, welcome to this week's new figure. This is one of my favorite characters in maybe all of film as far as his appearance. I love his look. This is David, American name, LoPan, better known as just LoPan, the evil villain mastermind from the great John Carpenter film Big Trouble in Little China. And yes, there are figures available, but they're hard to get into. Made a figure that I had and sold like an idiot. And it's what's doubly stupid about that one is it's the other costume. It's the costume he wore later in the movie in the ceremony that was black with a red sash, and he had a different curved back headpiece. So I would have both versions of LoPan now if I had made this figure or bothered to. I think if I'd had the figure, I wouldn't have done it. But I sold my other LoPan off years ago and my Jack Burton to great regret now. I really am sorry I did that. They're very rare and hard to get and very expensive. So I cobbled up an idea of how to make one, and thanks to an online head sculpt by My Action Fixture Lab on eBay. You can get multiple scales. You can even get it 6 scale, but I got it 1/10 scale. There was a smiling one, this one, and one with a knife in his head where Jack Burton's throwing a knife. And I thought about the smiling one, which would have been so LoPan because he did smile a lot. But I thought on the shelf, one thing, his eyes are wider here, and I loved his eyes, the way James Hong did his face, the way he did his eyes was so memorable. Plus, I love this hat. I love the headpiece. I like the dragon fancy, silk robe. It actually looks like 2 Ghidra heads with lightning coming out of their mouths. And that lightning provides the pattern, which is orange and bluish, purple and brown, in a repeating pattern with some green accents. But how did I do the figure? What did I do? Okay, let's start with the body, the overall piece. That was from a NECA House of 1,000 Corpses Otis figure. Now, the only reason I found it was I went looking for robed figures on eBay, and there's not that many. But this was NECA, which I said, okay. I did not have the figure in hand, and it was beautiful because it's tall. He's real tall, which LoPan is supposed to be. That made a great source body. The hands, which are also NECA, are spare Nosferatu hands with the fingernails, the LoPan fingernails. I added the longer fingernail here that's, maybe you can see, that he has one when he fights Egg Shin. He crosses his little fingernails there and creates like a lightning beam and fights Egg Shin, one of the heroes of Big Trouble. And that was the body of the hands. Now the head, of course, like I said, was from My Action Figure Lab. And I added mohair once I got it painted. Once I got everything put in place, I put a little layer of mohair over the beard. And I added mohair on top of the actual hair. The back of the costume has actually got more of the red dragon imagery on it, but I really could not get a good enough reference to it in a photograph, and I kind of like just the green, body stuff. I kind of like that. You don't see his back as much, but boy, do you really see the red flaming stuff on the front. So I liked that, and I said, I'm going to stick with that. So it's the head sculpt, the Otis body, Nosferatu hands, little mohair, a lot of paint, and a lot of time. Because all that robe is hand painted. Oh, I did leave out one thing. And some pleather to add to the sleeves. If you can see that. Now granted, the sleeves on the costume hang way down. They're actually very big, long, deep sleeves. And I wasn't sure how to engineer that, on a figure that would work. It's just to have this hanging down so far. I just wasn't sure. Ooh, there's his music. There he is. floating through the room. Go get him, LoPan. Go get him. Go get him, LoPan. Where are you, Mr. Burton? You are here somewhere. I can sense you. Yeah, I'm going to work on a Jack Burton. Thank God my action figure lab has some Jack Burtons that have a smiling one, and I am going to get him smiling. Put him on a muscle body with a wife beater shirt with a Asian image on it, and get him a machine gun and a knife, and he'll be good to go. I've got an N2 lightning figure. He's got 3 sidekicks that I love, the 3 storms: lightning, thunder, and rain. And as luck would have it, my action figure hat lab has the hats and the heads for all 3 minions. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this, because I'd love to have the storms. But I'm damn sure going to have lightning in full gear with lightning bolts and everything. And I might try to bother to do thunder, who was really cool. And rain was actually the most elegant looking one, but I don't know whether I'll get all 3 of them done or not. I just, with Jack Burton and 2 more storms and no female characters, because I'd love Gracie Law. I like an Egg Shin and a darn sure like Wang. But I get ahead of myself. Just having this guy goes into my costumed 80s heroes, or villains in this case. And the other guys in that group are going to be James Earl Jones as Thulsa Doom. I've got to get a Thulsa Doom figure. I've got Ming the Merciless, and I've got a Skeletor from the original Masters Universe movie. And those are some of my favorite villains. I love the designs of the costuming. So that's going to be this kind of fun little subset that I have. And this really mattered to me. I really, really wanted this guy. So it was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I mean, I'll have to make him. I'll just have to make him. And I did. And anyway, I love that. Now, the music in the background is, of course, the score music by John Carpenter for the movie. And God, it was so atmospheric. This movie was so fun. It is a posable figure to a degree. It's got that weird slidey arm NECA. It doesn't have regular joints, so I can't just bend the elbows. But the wrists are good. They turn, they pivot, they go up and down. I can change some of the pose aspects. And what I did for the head, since it was just hollow, it was a hollow piece of resin. What I did was I took the head from the Thousand Corpses guy and sliced it down to just the component part that was the ball socket and fit it up into this head. So this guy's got the ball socket. He's posable. He's here, Mr. Burton. You will see. I will come after you. Yes, I will come after you too. Yes. Sorry. I just wanted this guy for so long. It's hard not to have a lot of fun with him. Green eyes. Alright guys, that's enough silliness. I really had a lot of fun. I think he turned out pretty well. He's about 90% what I wanted him to be. And we'll go from there. We'll see what else I add to this group in the future. If you like it, give me a like. I could use it. If you subscribe, if you haven't subscribed, comment away, ask away anything you want. Like I said, I may have mentioned, I may not have. I love the sort of Ghidra dragon heads with the lightning coming out of their mouths that creates the pattern, the repeating pattern on the costume. So that's something else that's just a personal little thing. It does look a lot like Ghidra's heads though. So what the heck, cool villain with Ghidra, a Ghidra robe on. Now that's a stretch. I'm sure it was meant to just be a Chinese dragon. But then again, what is Ghidra? Anyway, alright, that's it. Take care, guys. We will see you next time.